Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast. The world's favorite place to go for fun, craziness, romance,
donuts,
and informative car talk, and leaking donuts. It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, we're going to talk to George Ahrens about the upcoming Auto Tech competition.
All right.
Later, Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History, and I'll get you caught up on the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy, along with Mike out of This World Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. Our chief engineer, David Ainsley, will be joining us next weekend.
All right,
I'm
David.
Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us. Okay, Mr. Mars.
All right, so we've got several special guests coming up here.
One of the lot things of people there, buddy.
Yeah, we got lots of company. So the Houston Auto Dealers Association, one of the things they do is they help promote the future of automotive technicians, basically, is what it amounts to. There is actually a competition that some of the high school auto tech classes can get involved with, and it will help them to learn more, kind of work for some scholarships, and they are sponsored by several of the dealerships around the Houston area. And one of those is Monument Chevrolet. Danny Barnett with the Monument Chevrolet is here from Monument. We also have Christopher Wasson. Is that right? And he's got some of his techs that are in this competition, and we're going to talk to them. And George is with the ASE Educational Group.
George Ahrens.
Yes, Vice President, right?
Yes.
Very good. So we got a full house. We got lots of people. So let's start with Danny. So your involvement, the dealerships, and my involvement in this competition for these kids.
Yes, sir. We sponsor several students from the high school to participate in this program, and then hopefully move on to be technicians in our dealership.
Okay. And then, George, so how do you play into this competition?
So it's kind of been my idea that I started about 6 or 7 years ago with the Dealers Association in North Texas, and it spread across the country. What we're really trying to do is the competition is actually designed to prepare partner dealers with local high schools and have 3 seniors from that high school automotive program shadow in the dealership for 6 to 8 to 10 weeks, learning the factory scan tool, factory service information, alongside the technicians, almost as a long interview. And then the competition is at San Josiah College. But ultimately, our goal is for the dealer to see the local talent in the community and hire them. And a fair number of the students from last year's Houston competition got hired. The winning team, who you guys interviewed last year, that went on to the North Texas competition, which is a little bit larger. All 3 of those students were hired and still working for the dealer. That's what our ultimate goal is, to showcase the talent in our local schools and the local dealers sponsoring and supporting the schools in their community.
Kind of like a hands-on training program.
Yep.
Kind of getting them ready. All right, so Christopher, you got 3 guys with you. Who you got there?
Yes, sir. We have Josiah, Diego, and Axel, and 2 of these guys are already gone to work for Danny over at Monument Chevrolet a few weeks back, and we're waiting. Axel needed to get his driver's license going, and so he should be starting with them soon.
Mike needs to get his going too.
Yeah, I got to work on that myself.
What exactly? Let's go back for just a moment and tell me about the basics of an automotive program in the high school these days. Where do you start?
We start at the 9th grade now. We start at 14, 15 years old. We interview students to get into our program in the 8th grade. And, we start them with tools and safety, and we progress pretty quickly through electronics and suspension, steerings, brakes, engine performance, all the
basics.
All the regular ASE tested areas.
Yeah. And obviously at the 9th grade level, that you got some kids in there that I know that are very talented, and probably it runs in the blood. But some of them, how do you say, yes, you can come into the program? I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait another year and try next year to get into the program. How do you make that decision?
So here in Pasadena ISD, we have 5A high schools, and at the Career and Technical High School here, we're more like a magnet career and tech school for the entire district. And students have to make an application, write an essay, and then I interview them face to face to try to find the kiddos that will be the right fit, that this is the right fit for them.
What do you look for? What do you look for in that interview?
I'm looking for those kids that are already talking about cars, working on cars. They know what kind of car they like. Not somebody that wants to get into this and learn how to change their own oil, because that's a 2-hour class that you get once in 4 years here.
Sure.
And we're a career high school to career process. That's what this is about.
Almost like going to a college. You got to apply and go through a process to get accepted.
Yes, sir. And because of the nature of our ASE accreditation, we're able to acquire manufacturer certifications. So like these guys already have several General Motors modules that they would get when they're going to a post-secondary training course for GM.
Okay, let me switch it back over here to George for just a minute. How are you involved in helping in this training and in this program?
So all of you are familiar with ASE, but
Yes.
most of you are not familiar with the ASE Education Foundation. We accredit auto, collision, and truck programs at the high school, community college, and tech school level to national standards. And Kurt Lewis Career Center is an accredited program. Many of the high schools and the community colleges in Houston are accredited. So we make sure that the program is meeting national standards, that the students are teaching the skills that Danny and other employers need, making sure that they have the right tools and equipment and the budget and the support for the program. But the cornerstone of our accreditation is an industry advisory committee, which they're the taxpayers of the community, and they're having input on what needs to be taught and what needs to be purchased in the school, because technically you're spending their money.
Danny, and so how does it work for you? What do you have to do to get involved in all of this?
Well, we've been, golly, I don't even know where to start. We've been involved with Chris's program even before it was at the technical school. This program, my entire shop is full of alumni from this program, if you will. Chris may have some numbers on that, but I will tell you that my
20 years worth. 20 years.
Yeah, about 20 years. I've been with Monument Chevrolet for going on 27 years, and Chris and I've had a relationship for the vast majority of that time. And I take multiple students out of his program every year, and it's been a great thing. It's been great for the dealership. These guys, we're growing our own technicians. They come into the program with our habits. They go through the San Jacinto College, which is also an ASE accredited program. They move on. They're with us for 4 or 5 years essentially before they come out of the college, and they have all the training that they need and usually just plug right into a position.
Is there a lot of theft going on of your
Employees?
students and employees?
You mean from other dealers?
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
That's something that we try to keep them locked up the best that we can.
And that's the question I have for Christopher. You've got a young man or a young lady that's very applied to learning in the automotive industry, and you see them that maybe they need to go further than this. Are there any students, and maybe one of those young men can jump in, that maybe want to go to an NHRA or a NASCAR or maybe a Formula One type organization from that stepping stone that you're providing them?
So last year we actually had one of our students that he didn't go to work at one of the dealers because he said that he wanted to go to work and work on Indy cars.
There you go.
And so we helped him get into a post-secondary training program at a technical school that had that kind of training for him, and to just He has more than just the basic tools when he leaves here as far as knowledge, and then he can go way further faster once he gets to a training program that's outside of high school.
And if I could jump in real quick, the foundational skills that they learn in these high school programs provide them with a career lattice and not a career ladder. And they can go pretty much anywhere they want. When I used to teach at Brazosport High School, one of my students, Will Hanna, he now tunes top alcohol cars.
There you go.
The foundational skills, Chris, and other schools really does help the students be able to open up their career in whichever direction that they want to go.
So it's an umbrella.
So-
You can
Yes.
go any direction, like you said, lattice, because there's a lot of intersections and a lot of pathways on lattice rather than
Yep.
just a direct up stairways or things of that nature.
Yeah, we don't have to wait for somebody to die for somebody to move up.
Got you.
That's right.
It's sort of like in wheel time around here.
Yeah, we've got people lined up to take our jobs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They all got shovels in their hands. So you said that two of the guys were already working for Danny, or about to be.
No,
Yeah.
they already work for him.
Okay. So y'all graduated, or you're still in high school?
We're still in high school, our senior year. We come here for half a day, and then I have to go to work. That's how our program works.
Okay.
Well, we used to call it distributive education.
Or co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah, co-op.
Yeah.
Co-op, that basically.
Yeah. How nice. Boy, I'll tell you what, I wish I'd have had that opportunity back when I was in high school. Problem was I didn't have the grades.
Yeah, you do need those.
Yeah, you got to have that.
And
We now call it a practicum.
No, that's it. So what is the greatest challenge for you guys, for your students in this program? I mean, don't tell me everything because I know that. But the greatest, is it keeping the students in the program? Is it getting more recruits as the year goes by? How does it work?
Well, we really the challenge is we do a lot of the work to take the challenge out for the students. But because we're an ASE accredited program and we have the backing of the manufacturers and the dealerships, it takes the scariness out of it. One of the things that we do, we have an interview process in the spring where we bring all the local dealerships and shops in and have them as an interview board, and they'll interview the students for these practicums to begin in the summertime between their junior and senior year. And, really our biggest, I guess, problem we have in the most recent years is trying to convince some of these kiddos to get their driver's license. At many of the advisory committee meetings for different manufacturer programs, even at the dealership levels, these guys are talking about they have a hard time getting young techs to get a driver's license.
I never knew
Well,
that.
that's
crazy.
Well, back in our day, we had to have one. Today, your entire life is on your cell phone, and that's just the way that it is today. And so why get a car if you don't need to? I mean, at 15 years old, I was chomping at the bit to get down there to the driver's license office and get my learner's permit and go for it. But today, there's not a whole lot of impetus unless you live so many miles away from the dealership.
Right.
But even but that's after you get to work in the high school. My grandkids, they don't, what? Why do I need to go over there? I got them right here. I talk to them all the time.
Look at it this way. If you're at a dealership, you're going to have to drive cars, so you do need a license.
Yeah,
that's true.
There's no doubt about it.
So that's a master
Yeah, there was no
requirement.
such thing as Uber when I was in school.
Yeah.
They hadn't invented that yet.
No.
Yeah.
It was called the golden thumb.
Exactly.
Either that or, I had a motorcycle, a run-down old motorcycle that work was probably 7-8 miles. The dealership was 7-8 miles from where I lived. So it was important for me to have a driver's license. And Lord knows I drove Mom's Buick a lot of times to work when she'd let me.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so I can only imagine. I can't really imagine. I can't imagine not having a driver's license or not wanting one at 15 or 16.
But it is a nationwide problem. We're dealing with it. And part of the problem is the schools don't teach driver's ed anymore. They make that decision not to make that investment. So that means the students have to make the investment themselves. So there's a few folks working on that solution also. The Houston Auto Dealers, they're trying to do a lot of different things to help their dealers and the future workforce, along with other folks around the state.
George, you got a couple of Wallies behind you. We've got one here in the studio as well.
I got 4.
Do you?
I got the one different color one for the 1000th NHRA race in Las Vegas, one of my closest friends, and he's actually has a two-time U.S. Nationals champion, Steve Johnson, has the Batman Scholarship, be a technician. And one of Chris's students a few years ago was awarded that. And with that, Steve comes to your school and gives your students a whole bunch of tools, brand new tools to start your career. So,
That's great. Wow. That's
and they're
great.
racing this weekend in Charlotte.
Yes,
Yep.
they are, as a
Yep.
matter of fact. And
Yeah, Steve Johnson, he has a really neat program, and he really does a good job of helping pep these kids up, especially the ones that want to get into to racing, NHRA and whatnot. And he's helped us with a few of those guys, get them pointed in the right direction.
Well, that's a great program you've got going there. We wish you the best of luck, and thank everybody there on our dais today that has helped make this segment of our show a success, I think, in many ways, and get the word out there that, hey, if you got the will, there's a way for you to get in the automotive field.
And congratulations to those young men.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you
good
for
luck
the
to you.
opportunity.
Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
very much, and let's stay in touch, and let's find out how things go for the future.
Yes,
The
sir.
competition is Friday, November 15th at San Jacinto College. We have 20 teams competing this year from 20 different dealer sponsors. Want to thank all the dealers. That's where it starts, is getting involved in your local school. I tell people we don't have a technician shortage. We have a shortage of qualified applicants.
There you go.
Last year in the Houston metro area, we had over 6,800 students taking auto tech in the high schools in Harris County and surrounding.
God,
Wow.
I got goosebumps about 6,800. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you, gentlemen. Everybody, really appreciate you.
Have a great day.
You do the same.
How cool is that? Huh?
That's very good. All right. We need to take a break. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In-Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts from your favorite podcast provider. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will continue right after this quick break. The original group of Lupe Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipe means when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the first Lupe Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here is the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Lupe Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupe Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupe Tortilla Katie's another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Lupe's. It's located on 99 the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggieland? Head to the Lupe Tortilla in College Station. Located just around the corner from Kyle Field, it's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Going to Louisiana, the Lupe Tortilla in Beaumont is on I-10, so you can't miss it. The original group of Lupe Tortilla restaurants has the best Tex-Mex anywhere, and you're invited anytime. Your car is a direct reflection of you, so don't be satisfied with color fade or a dingy, dull appearance. Get rid of those terrible automated car wash scratches. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your Save the Paint company. John Gray and his team of detailing experts can help your cars finish without a full repaint. Searching for the real experts in window tint or windshield protection? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Dash cams, radar detectors? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Got a new car? Get that thing protected as soon as you take delivery. If you don't know which of the multitude of protection products to go with, John Gray will give you an honest opinion and won't sell you something you don't need or can't afford. John will help you understand the many options and pricing right on the spot. He's your guy to have your ride looking its best and protected too. See the state-of-the-art shop yourself. Free tours anytime. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is easy to get to, located just south of the Southwest Freeway on the Sam Houston Parkway. Gulf Coast Auto Shield, full-service luxury car care today, and online at gcautoshield.com. You're on the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Thanks for riding with us today. Time now for the racing calendar, sponsored by the Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
Thank you for that. Racing is actually coming to an end. You know, we got the fall coming up, but this week you got NASCAR racing. They are in Bristol, baby. 7:30 tomorrow night on the USA Network.
That's a fender cruncher there.
There you go, Mike. There's still tickets available if you want to go.
Cool.
Mentioned NHRA.
Take that to Dodge Challenger, that
Yeah.
Charger up there.
Charger.
Yeah, take that
there
thing
you
up
go.
there.
We could drive it up there.
Heck yeah.
Put it in.
Yep, there you go. And then, of course, NHRA, the Carolina Nationals in Charlotte. That's actually on the 22nd, which is Sunday. That's going to be tomorrow. Formula One, they're not going to go, they're going right now, but it is a Marina Bay Circuit in Singapore, sponsored by the Singapore Airlines in Singapore. That would be the Grand Prix in Singapore. IMSA.
Are you sure it's in Singapore?
I think it is. It's the over yonder. It's just past
Sing Sing.
It's just past Nederland.
Nederville.
And then, of course, Indianapolis is going to host, the Indianapolis Speedway is going to host IMSA. Indy Open Wheel has ended. They crowned a winner, Alex Montalvo, that's his full name. He's a Spanish young man, 27 years old, from Ganassi Racing. This is his third championship, 21, 23, and 24. He's won it. Incredible driver. Indy's over with, so we'll look forward to next year. Go Andretti. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Thank you, sir. This week in auto history, Mr. Mars always has that for us.
Yeah, we had a lot of different things to pick from. It was a pretty busy week in the world of auto history. And one of the things that we wanted to start off with that I know Jeff is a real big fan of is September the 15th, 1950 was the formation of the NASCAR Grand National Division. Woo-hoo. Now, this was the first NASCAR strictly stock race ever held at Charlotte Speedway, not Charlotte Motor Speedway that's on the series now, but this is a different track. It was a fixture, and it actually was held on June the 19th, 1949, and the winner was disqualified after the discovery of his altered rear springs. So initially the cars were known as strictly stock division, and they were supposed to be raced with no modifications on the factory models. So they went and they renamed it the Grand National Division beginning with the 1950 season, and for the next 10 years they allowed modifications to where it's now a purpose-built race car instead of a strictly stock car as it started out. September the 15th, 1963, the Porsche 911 was introduced, and that is, I found out the correct pronunciation. I didn't think there was any doubt, but apparently there is.
How'd you pronounce it?
911.
Oh.
The earliest addition to the 911 had an air-cooled rear-mounted 2.0-liter engine with 128 horsepower, flat six, mounted to a 5-speed, 2+2 seating. Not much of a 2+2, but there is 2+ seating there. The iconic sports car would go on to become a symbol of performance and engineering excellence in the automotive world. Then, on September the 16th, 1977, the launch of BMW's 7 Series was actually a full-size luxury sedan. It became their symbol of refinement, performance, and innovation technology. And it's only available in a sedan body style. Now, this includes the long wheelbase and the limousine models. You can only get them in the sedan. The first generation of the 7 Series was powered by the straight 6 engines.
Did you read this before you actually
I've read it
spoke
so many times, I'm reading it in my mind ahead of myself is the
Well,
problem.
you need to slow down.
Slow down. And following generations have been powered by inline 4s, straight 6s, V8s, and even V12s. Now then, on September the 17th, in 1903, this is kind of a fun one, founding of Harley-Davidson Motorcycle Company. In 1901, 20-year-old William S. Harley drew up plans for a small engine, 7.07 cubic inches. Now this was placed on a bicycle, so this was his design for a pedal bicycle frame. So for the next 2 years, he and his friend Arthur Davidson worked on their motor bicycle outside of Milwaukee, but they figured out that it couldn't go up and down the hills in the area. So they decided they needed something bigger. So they got with Arthur's brother, Walter Davidson. Now, they officially founded in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the Harley-Davidson Motor Company, and went on to learn how to build motor bikes as motorcycles.
Should have just moved to somewhere flat.
Yes. Now, September the 20th, I almost got too carried away with this. In 1958, Mickey Thompson set land speed record. Now, he does this with his friend and mechanic Fritz Voigt. They put together a twin engine for the National Hot Rod Association race in Oklahoma City in 1958. So driving from California to Oklahoma City, they went by Bonneville Salt Flats. And
In this car,
and ran their rig to a record-setting 266.866 mile per hour. Now, that was the first one. Now, that he went on to set 295 speed records out at Bonneville. I mean, he really got into this. And I think that, Jeff, this is something that you need to follow up on and do a story on. 1988, Mickey Thompson and his wife Trudy were gunned down at their home in Bradbury, California.
Oh, yeah.
The crime remained unsolved until 2007, when a former business partner was charged with the murders and convicted. I did not know that.
Did not know that either.
No, I just thought he
It was
was
something tragic.
Someplace
Yeah,
else.
it was something tragic. I didn't know it was like that.
Anyway, that's
Yeah.
This Week in Auto History.
All right,
good.
thank you. Tillman Fertitta has purchased a Houston area Chevrolet dealership.
All right.
His company's first non-luxury brand in an apparent bid to expand his automobile empire. Fertitta Automotive Group, a recently formed division of the Texas billionaire's vast business empire, bought Norman Frady Chevrolet in Clear Lake for an undisclosed sum. The dealership has been rebranded to Fertitta Chevrolet and will retain all of the dealership's current employees, according to the Houston Business Journal. And the Chevy purchase is a departure from the usual car brands associated with the famed casino magnate, who owns the NBA's Houston Rockets as well, along with, of course, his restaurant empire. Fertitta Automotive also operates Post Oak Motor Cars, which sells ultra-luxury brands such as Bentley, Bugatti, and Rolls-Royce
didn't know
at
he
its
owned that.
location by the Post Oak Hotel in Uptown,
Oh,
which
darn.
he owns as well.
Yeah.
And there's another location up in the Woodlands.
He's also put a bid in or doing something with the WNBA.
Well, yeah, he's trying to get a WNBA, and we're also trying to get a hockey team
Yes.
here from the NHL. So
Again.
good luck with that. Lonnie Sosa, dealer-operator at Fertitta, said the Fertitta car conglomerate has been looking to expand into non-luxury space for years, looking at various businesses in the Houston area and around the country. The Norman Frady Chevrolet dealership was the right opportunity at the right time, according to Mr. Sosa when he told the Houston Business Journal. So, at any rate, there you have it. I wanted to get that story in. Arkansas Court of Appeals has upheld a 20-year prison term for a customer who became combative when a Nissan store refused to fix his recalled car for free. Listen to this. June 2021, Ronnie Robinson, went to Orr Auto Mall in Russellville, kind of by Neaterville, and unsuccessfully demanded that it repair his wrecked vehicle under warranty. He claimed a defective latch caused the hood to malfunction, rise up, block his vision, and cause a crash. The vehicle was among the model year 2013 to 2015 Altima Nissans recalled for faulty hood latches. A store employee told Robinson he was responsible for financing the repairs himself. When he refused to leave the store, police arrived and a push-pull struggle broke out. Officers said Robinson did everything he possibly could to get away, including kicking maniacally, jerking, and striking the officers with his legs and feet. He resisted efforts to put him into the patrol car, and once he was in it, he slammed his knee into the seatbelt buckle, crushing one officer's fingers. Jury convicted him of battery, resisting arrest, criminal trespass, and disorderly conduct. On appeal, he unsuccessfully contended the jury shouldn't have been allowed to hear testimony about his arrest 2 weeks earlier for injuring two deputy marshals who were taking him into custody in another case. Oh, my God.
Chick fight.
Well, I don't know. Would it be a chick? Is he a chick?
I don't know. If he's kicking like a girl.
I guess. Hey, we'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. Time now for a quick break. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show, streaming and podcasting around the planet. Look for us on your favorite podcast provider.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. The N-Wheel Time Fall Tour begins Saturday, September 28th at Woody's 6th Annual Waterfront Rod and Custom Car Show. There'll be awards for Best Truck, Rat Rod, Import, Paint, Engine, Interior, and Best of Show. It happens at the Topwater Grill in San Leon, Texas, where the backdrop of Galveston Bay will be one for your car scrapbook. Registration is $30 per car on site. Visitors are free 8 to 4, Saturday, September 28th. It's Woody's 6th Annual Waterfront Rod and Custom Car Show at Topwater Grill in San Leon, Texas. The N-Wheel Time Fall Remote Tour continues Saturday, October 12th from 8:30 to 3 at the Good Grub and Gears Car Show and Fall Festival, hosted by the Space City Corvette Club. See up to 300 cars under the trees in beautiful Stevenson Park at 1100 Friendswood Drive in Friendswood. Competitors register online. Proceeds benefit Texas Equisearch. Showgoers will see all makes and models of the finest rides around at this judged event. It's Saturday, October 12th, 8:30 to 3 at the Good Grub and Gears Car Show and Fall Festival, Stevenson Park in Friendswood. That's it for this podcast episode of the In-Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.